Yes, sir. It's good.
Okay. So please
Sir,
ask your
can you
question. I
please,
think some people have some doubts they have asked in the group. So please ask them here.
sir, can you please explain that drawing of gear?
Here. Okay. So here you have to first go to the assembly. Okay. Gear can be or the part or the product from the library can be inserted only in the assembly, not in the part file. Okay. So just first of all go to the assembly and then you can just insert the component from there. Okay. Wait for a minute. Okay. So now here is the assembly. In that you can just go to the toolbox from here, and after that just click on the add-in now. Okay, it will configure the toolbox for you, and you will have some options here. So select the standard. Right now I want a ISO standard. In that you need a gear. So gear will be in the power transmission here. Okay. If I show you the assignment, so the assignment 8 for SolidWorks. This is assignment one. Wait for a second. I will just open the assignment. Assignment eight. Okay. So this is the assignment. So you can see everything is visible. I think there will be no problem. If you face any problem related to the toolbar, I will send the link. Then you can just see how to configure. You will get that problem if you have multiple SolidWorks installed in the lab, in your computer, or else there will be no problem. Just open the toolbox in the assembly only. Okay. So here is the assembly. Someone is asking about the previous one. The right part of the assembly is not visible properly. The right part, which one you want to ask? Everything is visible properly in here. Below the
Yes,
blue
sir. Yes.
component. Okay, below the blue
Sir,
component
for
you
the
only have
terms.
these pink one. Okay, the again connection will be like that. You have a pink component this one, and that will be connected to the downside. So if you go here you will see a hole here. Okay, so there are two holes upside and downside, so you just have to attach the component. You can see we have two plates here. So the upper part, in the upper part you will connect these one from here, and inside the below you will connect this rod from here to this component, this yellow component. Okay, from here to this blue component's middle part. Okay, first one is this one, second is this one, and uh, okay. So from here to here, this one is one part, this one is the second. Now you can see this is the third part that will be connected to this yellow component. Again, this one hole, you can see this hole is through. If you go down, you will see this hole is through. So you have to select this rod, you have to apply this one here. You can see that this component, that is 7. So, okay, so seventh component will be of 4. Okay, this is the 4. Okay, we have the pin. Seventh component is the pin, and this component is fifth one on rod 6. Okay, this component is the fifth one, that is of 6. Okay, we have 6 on rods, connecting rods here. First one, second one, third, fourth, like that. And we have another, we have to also attach those to these points. Okay, I will show you by opening the component. So I have already
Was
created this
unable to make the
component,
fourth part.
the fourth part.
The blue one.
Second, fourth part is very easy. Okay, I will just show you. I have created a group parts already. So just wait for a second. This is the mechanism. So here we have all the parts. The fourth part is this one, the gripper. You can see this is the component and it's a simple extrude. You go to the, to open the component, and you can see only a simple extrude and a fillet applied. If you edit the sketch, okay, so here this is the sketch. This is simple, two circles, simple circle, lines are tangent, heights are defined here. Then you have everything defined, just there is some over defined values here, that if you select this 0.65 and this 1 and 2, the other value will not be required. You don't have to specify the other value, like uh, there will be the
Yes,
angle.
sir, the
You
figure
don't
will
have to
match up.
define the angle. It is over defined here. If you want to define the angle, then this two length will not be able to adjust here, or this 0.65. You have to delete anyone, like 0.65, like 2, or the angle. Okay, sometime you will see these problems. That's why they are present in the assembly of the assignment, so that you can know that if you have these type of problem, you can just assume the new any one of that. And basically the shape will be dependent on the need of that component. Okay, so here you know that this component is basically to grip, to get the grip of the further any part. So for that, it can be of any type. Just it should be similar to both the sides. That's it. Okay, so this is the part you have to. Okay, I already have an assembly here. So I'm going to open that directly here as assembly. So if you see here, there we will get an error. If you directly edit the gear, you will see this error. The gear will automatically roll back to its previous state, like this one, and here is this one. We don't have the handles that are going to connect here, so that will be the problem in this case. And the 6 rods, one is here, two is here, now third and fourth is here, and the fifth, sixth will be from here to here. Okay, similar to that. So for that we can just use that as a copy with made, and we have the options like the concentricity. I want this concentricity, okay, it should be repeated. So next phase will be this one, like that, and the concentricity, I need that concentricity. Repeat that also. The next phase will be this one. Okay. Okay, so next phase is from the pin. Okay, from the pin. So just select the face of the pin like that, and we have to just repeat that. I don't know why there are so many constraints applied. So we can just remove those constraints from it. So how to apply some constraints? You can see these are the things. We have some error image that I have defined from here. So just you can delete those like that, or you can just remove all the mates from here and assign them again. So first of all, we are going to open this component and we are going to create a new component from this one. So like I have already discussed that in the previous session how you can do that. So just create a sketch here. Okay. So I'm going to define a new one with help of a new component by inserting that from the library. Okay. So going to open a new file, new assembly. So now go to the toolbox, go to the power transmission, and go to the gears. We have the spur gear here. So drag that component like that, and now you will have some uh, properties here. So to check the properties, first go to that particular object. So we have the module that is 1.125 that we need. We have the pressure angle at 20 and the number of feet to be 24. The phase width we need is 3, so that's okay. After that, we have the nominal shaft diameter, so that will be the internal dia. So we need the nominal dia to be around, not written here. Okay, that's of diameter 3. So nominal shaft dia will
See,
be 3. Okay, like that. Okay, uh, those are the options that you need. If you need any keyway, you don't have any keyway right now, just click OK, and your component will be inserted like that. So after that, just press escape, just delete. You need only one component. Just open the component, and here you can just edit everything. We don't need to edit. You can see there are some formulas applied in this. Okay, so we just need to create a sketch. If you don't want to see the grid, turn off the grid. Okay, we are in the sketch. I just need to convert the entities that should be. I need this circle. I need this one, this one, this one, and those two lines. That's it, and just click OK. Select these like that. Press Ctrl C. Okay, from Ctrl C, just copy it and exit out and go to a new part. Create a new part from here and select a plane. Go to the sketch and just select a point. Control V. That will be the center like that. Okay. If you see the center is selected is somewhere in mid. Okay, so you can just select this and go to the move entity, select it from here and move it like that also. Okay, and after that just define everything properly. So to define it, just define the values. You will see it is 3 diameter, and don't change the values from here. Just define the values like that. This will be 12.9, so it is from directly from the component, so don't change anything. Just define the value so that the object will be fully defined, and define the gaps. Okay, so in this way you can just create, but you can see we have the angle here. I don't want my object to be at an angle, so just going to rotate that first. So to rotate entity, we also have the option here, rotate entity. Just select the component, select the center of rotation. Okay, how much degree you want to rotate it, you can just specify the angle of like that, or you can just go to the other part, back to that here, and you can see that when I created a sketch here, I have selected this part is up here, so we need to have a perfect entity, a perfect part. So for that you can just create a line from here like that. You can see this line is going in here in the mid, again in the mid, again in the mid. So all the components are in mid. So just go to that part and define everything according to that. So just make it fully defined from here, like this one. Okay, and that gap. So what is the main error? To move this object, you can see the object can be moved. So just select this one, select, first of all just create it fully defined so that the shape will not move. So how you can do that? Just create a line from the center to this point and make it construction, make everything symmetrical here. You have to do some work here to make it fully defined, and after that you will be able to use this.
sir, what is the function of fix command?
Fix command just fix the component at its location. You can also use that also. So wait a second, I will just use the fix command for everything. Select this one. Okay. Select the component. You can apply the fix directly here, like that. You select all the components like that. Here the command is fix. Okay, so if you have applied the fix, you don't have to define these values. Okay, you just need a value, that one, and that should be the aligned value, not okay. So that's 4.2. That's okay. You can see we have a aligned value here. If you go, if you just move the object like that, you can see it is moving outside. So just control Z and make those parts symmetrical, make those 2 points symmetrical, and this is the component. So just select this component now, like that, up to only this point because we have this line here, and use the pattern command from here, circular. From this center, define the number of entity that is 24, and just click OK, and here is the shape we need. Just check it out, feature. Okay, now we have to create some objects also. Just going to create this one first, and we need the gap to be free. If you want that to be in midplane, you can do that. Okay, we have applied this feature. Let's go to the extrude. I think we have some error here. Just select the internal region and define that from the midplane like that. After that, you can just go and create the shape that you need. I think we need the shape like this one. Okay, we don't need the middle line. We just need the line from here to somewhere here or somewhere here. After that, we need a circle here, and we need to trim out these one. Okay, this line will be the reference, and we have the size from here to here, that is 31. Okay, and we need the circle to be of radius, that is 4. Okay, and these should be tangent like that. Okay, and we have a blue point here, so you can see this is movable. You just need to make it constant, so you can just define any distance from here. And just create the circle also. Circle we need here is radius of, sorry, dia of 3. Exit out, go to the feature, extrude, and to surface. I need that to be this surface. So here is the shape that you need. You can see it is the exact shape. Just save it and use it. That will be the okay. Any other questions? So in this way you can create now how to assemble. So just save the component. I want to save it somewhere in the my location of that component. So that will be in the mechanism. So the name is gear one. Okay, click OK. So here is the component. Now we need to create a similar component, and that is of okay. The component has some limited gears, so you can just save this. Okay, save. Select the save as option. Select the name gear two. Okay, save. So you will have this shape again. So edit the shape you need. Uh, I need to edit the first thing. Okay, sorry, I'm going to edit the second one first. That's edit the sketch. Okay. Now we don't need this one on the straight. We have an angle of 10 degrees. So just select this one, delete this relation. You can see now the object can be moved like that because we have a relation also here that is horizontal in these case. So you can see that the object can be moved. We need these to be parallel like that, and we need it to be perpendicular like that, and we need these to also parallel like that. Okay, so there will be some constraint like this one. Now you can see it is rotatable. So define the angle. I need the angle from a straight line, and that should be 10 degrees somewhere here. So that's 10 degree, not 100, 10 degrees. So we need the shape like that, and the center should not be here. The center should be at a distance. So if I show you this point, we have the shape. You can see the center of rotation is this one, not this center. So we have two circles of again 3 dia with 15 gap and with 7.5 gap. So now before you create this line, just create this one, and you can just move this entire object. We don't need this one also right now. We need a circle, we need a hole here, we need a hole here. Both the circle are equal to this one, so you can define the equal constraint. All are in horizontal relation, and the between gap is, I think that will be 7.5, and again here we have the total gap that is 15. So now this object center is coincident on this one, so we can just do that and create a line from here and define the angle to any line like this one. This would be 10 degrees, and we have the distance from here to this location. We need that to be aligned, and that should be 23 points like that. You can just move it now. So here is the shape that we need. Okay, we need to delete that, and we need to add that. Exit out. Okay, just exit the sketch and rebuild. Close. Now go to the extrude and select here. You want to add. I want to add only this shape. Click OK. The shape is added. Use the sketch and go to the extrude cut. Select this hole and this hole. Okay, we can also create these two holes in the first one. So this is the shape. Okay, turn off the sketch. Now we need to edit the first one. We only need some teeth, not all of them. So how you can remove? Just create a circle or create an arc from here, that is center point arc. So from center to here somewhere. Okay. So if you see in the drawing, we have only up to this component, so we can just move it up to this point, and we have components up to this one. You can see this arc will do all the work. Just select these, you can just delete. Okay, or you can just suppress them. I will move up to this point. Okay, so here we have the shape. So we need to delete this one, and we need to delete this one also. So here we will have the shape. Just check it out. Now this is the shape. Control S goes out. So this one also I don't want to save it. Discard the changes also. I don't need the component in the assembly also. So now just import the components you want to assemble. Import everything from here to here. I need these two. Don't need this one. This one also. Okay, I need only these components. So just click open. Insert the components like that. Okay. So this component should be fixed. So right click, apply the fixed constraint. This component is movable with respect to right click, make it float, everything is floating. So first of all, we need two plates. So just drag a plate also, select face-to-face relation, define the constraint like that, select the hole-to-hole relation, define the concentric like that, select the other hole also and the object will be constrained like that. So the object cannot be moved right now, both the objects are fixed. So what we have to assemble, how we have to assemble, so you can see this component will be assembled somewhere here on the bigger side. So first of all, just select face to face, define the mate that should be constant like that, and I need that constant to be aligned in this way. After that, I need to align this one with the help of this hole and this one with this hole. So we have first component, the second one will be assembled. Okay, we have this here that will be assembled somewhere here like that, and I need to make that in relation to this one. Okay, so we need the rotation, so I'm going to leave that, and for here we need, okay, I think I have added some different relations. I need that concentric to be edited and that concentric to be here. Okay, this component was in this side, so just select that and we need a part, this one here. So select this one, select this one. We have the relation here as if you see in the drawing. Okay, and this should be the face or the alignment. Okay, so define two objects like that. Okay, now what we need is just make them straight like that. You can see both are at an angle. If I create it somewhere here like this one and this one. Okay. So on this location we can just add a mate that will be the gear mate from here. Okay, just select two gears. I need this one and I need this one also. Okay, both have similar values. Define that, click OK, and you can see that both will rotate accordingly. Now you have to assemble the blue component. For that you have to assemble this shaft, this connecting rod also with this center to this one, concentric, and this face to this one, that will be coincident like that. Okay, and I need both of them to be aligned, so you can just do that also. Okay, so I can just go to the copy with mate. Next I need the first circular, that will be this one. I need the face, that will be repeated, and I need the third one, that will be this one. So here you will have, we are getting some error here, so just wait for a minute. Copy with mate. You can just simply apply the relation, but we want that to be changed a little bit. Okay, the problem that we can have that is there will be some misalignment. The size may have some changes in there. So going to move it. I think there is some gap error. That's why it is not being able to uh, adjust. Okay, if you select these two, there is an error. Okay, you can see there is error. It is not moving to that point. It is parallel, not the concentric. So if you select the concentric, you will have some error that there is a gap between the center that is 19.94. So you have to change, you have to adjust the gap according to the rules. So we need to check that what is the size from there to there. So to check that, just go to the open, select this one. We have 31 gap from this center to this center. If we open this one, so here if you see the sketch of this one, go to the edit. If you see we have the gap here, we need that gap to be at 31 from this center in the alignment. So you can see this is a 31.01. So leave that driving and just delete this value. We need that to be 31, 31 like that. If we just complete it, save it, we will save it like that. I want to make the changes in the assembly. So here, if I just now define the relation, it can be applied easily. Okay, so look for the errors where you have the error and you can do it. Okay, so now we have the object. So here we need to assign this one entity in between. Okay, like that. And I need to apply a mate. So I can just use the advanced and width mate also. I want a mate that this object should be in between this and this space. You can see the object will move directly in between like that. But we need two objects. So first we have to grab that. Okay, we have to define some entities like that. Both should be confident and both should be confident. Okay, so now move the object. Okay, now we can adjust them with the help of advanced and width from directly here. So these will be selected like that and this. So here is the component now. It can move accordingly. You need these two components again. So again you have to just drag them out. Okay, just drag them out. Select face to face. Okay, this face to this one. Okay, and this face to this one. Oh. So these are the relation now. Again, I want them to be assembled somewhere here, and that should be flipped like that. Okay, and we need to set them in between. So advance with this one to this one will be here to here. Okay, and you can just rotate them. I want both of them to be coincident on a flat face like that. So if you turn one object, the second will retain its position. They will retain its position. Now you have to apply the mate that they should not cross from there. Okay, so you can apply the angle mate on this one, or you can apply the distance mate to this one. It should not cross this way. So these are the options. In this way you can just adjust your path. Now just define the leftover mate like that. So like this you can create your mate and define the leftover things. And this one also select, right click, mate, copy with mate. So we need this object to be coincident at this one. So this one should be here. Just repeat that, repeat that. Okay. You can see the component is moved outside. So this one should be here and this one should be here. And we can just click that. Here we have the shape. Switch it out. Now you can copy everything. Just right click, copy with mates. Okay, we have some mates here now. We have multiple mates. So just import that, define the relation with this one, concentric, and there should be the concentric, and there should be the face constant. Again, you can just copy. Okay, only three mates here. So first one is the concentric. I need this one. Second one. Okay. So just repeat everything. I want this one also. This one also. I want that face to be here. So click OK. There we have the path. Now I need to move that from here to here. Okay, I think you got the idea how we can just create that object. Or should I have to explain everything now? I think you have got the idea how we can just create that. So because we have already applied the constraint, it will have some error to move the object like that. You have to just assign new relation. Okay, because we have a relation here, that's why it's getting some error. Okay, you have to check that also so that there is no error. You got the idea? Copy mate is
Yes, sir.
just you are applying the similar mate but with some new references like use this component here. You know that there are similar references, the hole to hole reference and this space reference. In this one we have selected this space, these two holes also. In this one we have selected this space and these two holes also. So select the object, right click, go to copy with mate. First, click here next. It is asking for the hole, that which hole you need. I can just repeat both one like that. And it is asking for the face. I can just select that face from here. Okay, but now you will have some error because the hole. Okay, so the face should not be repeated. The concentric only should be repeated. So the face I need to select is this one. So now you can see it is going upward. So that was the challenge here. So in this one you have to select this hole, and in this one you have to select this hole. That was the main change here, and you have to just flip the consonant here. Okay, because the face was downside, now you just have to flip the upper face. So for that you have the reverse alignment here. So in this way you can create, now my system is very slow actually, that's why it is not moving properly. Okay, it is moving but it is moving after some time. There is some error. Okay, so now we have to just specify some image here so that the object moves smoothly. You can see that if I move it, it can be moved. You have to specify some consonant here and the object will be created. Okay, so here we have a type, that is we have to use here uh, this number hexagon nut style 1. So we have to import that again from library, go to the bolt and screw. We need that to be hexagon nut style. Hexagon, everything is hexagon. So that's the hex nut. Okay, okay, that's hexagon button head screw. So I think I have also explained in the previous class. You have to choose the size from here. That socket button head screw. That socket button head ISO 730. Okay, this one. We need this one. So the type will be, the size is M3 and 12M. So that's it. Click OK here and escape. So we have the screw here. Okay. This is the socket button as screw, that is written in the type, but you can see the visibility is different from the assignment. Okay, but the standard is similar. So just use that standard and just select the faces like that, and just repeat the component of image. Next, this face and this constant, this should be, yep. So you can see we have bolt here. So the nut we have is the hexagon nut style 1 grade B ISO bolt. So like that you have to always go here and select everything from there. Now you need the bolt, sorry, the nut. For that you have to select the nut from the library. Here are the nuts, hexagon nuts, that is hexagon nut style 1. So hexagon nut grade B, grade AB. Okay, this is the hexagon nut style 1 ISO. We need 4032 to tag that. We have the standard here that the size is M3WN, and to the washer, and then you can see that washer nut, WN means washer nut. So just again define the relations from here, concentric. Okay, and place it to this one, confident, go to the edit mate, click the alignment. Okay, alignment should be just the face needed to be changed here. So you take this one and okay, then we will move that. So just remove the relation. I need that face to be coincident on this one. So define the coincident, and if you go to the coincident, edit that and select that make alignment. Actually, it's working very slow, so I'm not able to do it properly. So there's the make alignment. So click OK, click OK from here. You can see we are connected. So again, just go to the copy with mate and again select the circular, select repeat, click OK, and here is the. So in this way, you can create your component. Just use here also the second type, use the key, use that for different the way made. So next we are going to start with the drafting. We have covered an hour on this one, so we have 1 hour left. So just going to start with the drafting. So in this session we will cover the simple draft, that is how you can create the drawing from a single part. So first of all, I'm going to open a part. Uh, okay. So open a part. I'm going to create the drawing of only one part. So this one. So you can go here, file, make a drawing, make drawing from part. So this part will be automatically inserted in the drawing like that. Okay. When you are entering in the drawing, it will ask for the some standard size. So first option, select the size like A3, A4, whichever you need. I need an A3 sheet, and it should be in the landscape. You can see here. If you want to show the display of this title block, you can check here or you can uncheck, and these title block and the sheet setup is sheet format will not be able to show there. So check this on. If you want to specify some custom value, you can do that also. Use always the standard size from here, the format from here. Click OK, and we have a sheet here. You can see we have a title block here. We have a specific margin from outside. So you can see the name is already entered inside the name of the assembly or the okay. It's showing one name of the part is already inserted. So how to insert the view? If you see here, you can see all the sheets we have created. We are only going to create only one sheet here. We have view layout. We can use the views from here, the standard projected views, the auxiliary, the section, everything from here. We have the annotation to define the dimension. Okay, we have the sketch option to create a new sketch here. So like that. So to insert a view, we have some option here in the resources, that is this view palette. If you see here, I have selected the component directly, so all the views from that component are inserted in here. So how to insert a view? You can just click a view from here, like I want to define the front. So drag that view and place on the sheet where you want to place that. Okay, you can see now we are on the projected view. It will automatically go to the projected view. You can do that, or you can just press escape, and here is the view. So if you select the view, you will get all the properties in this side. So the properties, the main property are the display style. You can see we are now in the hidden lines removed. You can use the hidden lines also. You can use the wireframe, or you can use the shaded with that, or the shaded simply. So the most used will be the hidden line type. Okay, hidden line visible type, and the scale is by default according to the sheet scale. Sheet scale is currently 2:1, means everything will be shown in the double value. You can change that to custom scale and to select the scale according to your need. But I am going to use the sheet scale from here. You can change the sheet scale directly. I will show you later how you can choose that. So two settings mainly, the display style and the scale, you can do that. Just click OK and here is the view. So how to create the view? Just go there in the view palette, select the view, drag the view and click here. Select the visual style. I want this one. Just click OK first. Select the part. Select the visual style and here is the view. If you want to insert the projection also, you can do that directly from here when you insert this one, or you can go here. You can see we have some views option here, that is free standard view. If I click here, there will be three standard view of this component. Click OK and you will see three components, the three view, three standard view are inserted directly here. Okay, or if you want to define everything manually, you can just go here, drag the view like that. Now you can see we have the next view here, we have the next view here. We can create any view any size you want. Okay, so you can see we have a view here. If you don't want this view, you want a flat view up here, just read that. Now we have the projected view option. You can just select this one also and create a view from this, or you can select this one and the projected view and create a view like this. So I need this view, so just click here. I want that to be shown in here. Here is the view that we need. If you want to change the view also, that I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I just want a view. To go to the projected, you can create the views like this one. Okay, so this will be the top, this will be the front, this will be the right. So whichever you need, just select that and your views will be created. Now I want this view to be in 3D, so select the option here with shaded edges. Click OK and here is the view. Got it? It's simple. First open the part and now after that select the drawing from that part on. You can just go with the option like Control and new option and select the drawing from here and click OK and you will be again prompted to the similar option. Just select that and now you can see it is asking for the part you want to import. You can see we have a part here. If I don't select this one and go here, you will not see any views from here. Okay, so to insert some views you have to open the part. You can just go here, browse and select the component you want, like I want here this one. So all the views from that part will be inserted like that. Okay, like that, like that. So now what is the reason of what is the meaning of the wireframe or the hidden line remove or like that? So if you see here, you are not able to see the internal circle here. You are not seeing the hidden line. So select the view, go to here, you can see it is hidden line removed. If you see hidden line visible, you will see that we have some faded lines here for the internal circle, and these lines will be for the this one point, that is the fillet edge here. If you see the wireframe from here, you will see everything in the solid. So in the wireframe, you will get confused, a little confused, because everything is in solid, and you will not be able to determine which line is which one. So most of the time, use only the hidden line visible like option, and you can see everything is visible in the hidden line. You can now tell that these two lines are for these circles. Okay. So if you go to the other sheet, here, if you show the visible lines, you will see some visible lines. All the visible lines are from like this edge and this edge. Two lines for this one, two for this one, two for this one. This line, everything will be shown in the hidden line. Okay, so these are the options for the views. So after that, now if you want to show any other view, so what kind of views we have? First is the three standard views. You can directly insert these three views from here. This is the model view. If you don't see any part, if you go to the new, select a drawing, an empty drawing like that. So if you don't select any part, you can select it from here, or you can go to the model view and select the component from there. Okay, double click on that, and now you have the model view. We can just insert a view from there also. Okay, so there are different types how you can just insert the view. The model view just do that. Okay, it will just open the part first. Then projected view means you can just create the projection of any view you select. After that, we have the auxiliary view. So auxiliary view is some different type of view. I'll cover that after all the views. Now you know that we have the section view and the detail view. So what is the meaning of section? If you want to see any object from inside, you have to create the section view from here. Like I want to check the cut section from here. So go to the section, create the line. You can see this is the vertical line. I need a horizontal. You can see we have the horizontal line. I want a line from the mid. I want to cut this section from the mid. Click OK. Now you will see we have a section view where you need to place that, and this is the section name. Okay. Now you can see that arrows are in the upward direction, means we are seeing from downwards to upwards, and we will get this view. If you want to see upward to downward, you can just click that. We have the arrow down side. Now we are seeing from up to down. Okay, just click OK, and here is the view. You can see that this is the section. Okay, if you want to create the section according to some different an offset section like that, so for that just go to the another file. Okay, we want here some other part, so that I will be able to show you what is the meaning of different views. So model item, go to the browse. I just want to insert. Okay, I will just insert this one. Okay, we have a component here. You can see we have a component like that. Okay, so now I want to see what's inside of this object, because I think it's follow from inside. So to check that, we have to create the section views from here. Okay, just click on the section view. Now select where you want to create. If you want to create a vertical, select that, click OK, and here we have the view. Okay, like that. So this is the section from the middle. If you want to create the section in the horizontal view, go to the section, select the horizontal, select the object where you want to create, click OK, and here you got the horizontal view. You cut from the horizontal view. Okay, cut is similar, just it's upside or downside. Okay, you can cut this one also, like section, select this one, click OK, and here we got the view also. So it's just a different location, and the cut can be created also. Okay. So what if you need a view that is at an angle? If you want to cut this at an angle, how you can do that? You can create the space, adjust the space between two views like that. You can just drag them. You can drag this one also like that. So what if I need a section that is at an angle of 45 degree? To do that, go to the section. We have here some option, auxiliary. So just select the center, select the angle you need. I just want somewhere here. Okay. So just click OK, and the section will be created according to that angle. You can see we see here two circles. In this section we see here only one circle. Why we are seeing here two circles? Because we are seeing at an angle of 45 degree. Okay, we are seeing at this line. So these are the different type of sections. In that you can just cut it at a separate angle also. Like I don't want a straight line cut, I just want an offset type cut. So here is the last option, that is the line. So here I want the cut from uh, here to here. Okay, again it is not running. So I just going to click very slow. Okay, section. This one. Select the center. Now it is asking where you want this line. I want this line to be here. Okay, and where you want this line. I want this line to be here. Okay, so section will be created according to that. This will be the offset section. You can see you see here a full circle, you see here a half circle, because if you see at an angle you will get a circle here that will show in the full, and if you go here we are intersecting a circle that will be shown in the half also. Yeah. So this is the offset type section. You can create some section like that. Yes, we are going to cover the dimensions also. So the section is this one. Now we have the detail view. If you want to see the detail of any object, if the object is very small, so to see the detail of that, we have to use the detail view. So now I want to show the detail of this hole. So I want to zoom on that. I want to create a view that is a scaled view. So go to the detail. Okay. Now create a shape like that where you want to show. I'm going to again show you detail view. Select the center like that and create a hole or create a circle like that. So where you want to place it, I want to place it here, and you can see this is the detail view. Detail view will have always the double scale. Okay, this object has a scale of 2, and you can see this object has a scale of 4. So that's the difference. Detail view have a double scale. You can just zoom in on that. You can just change the scale also. Go to this view, go to the custom scale. You can see it is 4:1. Okay, you can use the 8:1 also. It will be 4 times larger than the scale. Okay, now you can just specify the dimension on this. Okay, so these are the normal views. Section the detail. I will cover the broken out and the other view in the assembly. When we cover the last session tomorrow, I will show all these commands in the assembly, how you can create a 3D drawing view, how you can create the alternate solution. Basically, these are the options for the assembly. So next, we are going to cover is how we can insert the dimension for this object. To do that, go to the annotation. First option is you can just create a dimension here, like I want to define a radius diameter, I want to define a length. Okay, like that you can create that, but we don't have to just draw the dimensions here, because we have created these objects with the help of dimensions. So all the dimensions from that sketch can be imported inside the drawing sheet. To do that, go to the model items. Okay, now in the model items, select what you want to show. I want to show the dimensions, so select first two options also. Okay, only first two options. If you want to show the number of item or the instance, if you have applied a circular pattern, you can show that from here. If you have applied a hole with the hole wizard, you can show the callout from here. If you want to show the location of the hole, you can do that from here. If you want to show the hole wizard profile, you can do that from here. So we have multiple options. We just need to define right now the dimension of the object. So just select first two options, and there is the option entire model or selected feature. Okay, so I'm going to use the selected feature. Selected feature means I just want to use the extrude command dimension. So just select this one, and the dimension will be shown here. You can see there are so much dimension in all the views. So cross that. I don't want to see everything. I just want to show the dimension. Okay, so here is the option import item into all the views. I don't want to import them all into all the views. I just wanted to insert them on this view only. So select that view, click OK, click yes, and the dimension will be in this view only. But again, we have so much dimensions here, we just have to align them properly because they were not aligned in the sketch. So you can see that we have a radius 8 here, die 8 here, you can move that here. You can see we have the value for the center of the circle, we have the value for these two centers, we have the value for this height. So define everything properly like that. You can see the R3 is not, we are not able to show the R3 from here. That is not required, so just you can delete that. So again, what you want to show, just define that. You can see this is point 0.2. I need that. We have a diameter of 17. We have a gap of 4. So define that properly. This is 20. This is 20.4 like that. This overall value is 62. Okay. I just want to move that down view to somewhere downside so that dimension does not overlap on it. Okay, create everything here. You just have to do it manually. Okay, you can just delete this one. I don't want this three dia. Okay, I need this three gap. I need this one. I need this gap also. Okay. So define everything like that, and after that, these are the values. For the thickness, you can just go to the model items again. So just select the this and select this view only. So you can see we have so many dimensions right here. I just don't want these dimensions, so delete those. I just don't want these dimensions also. Delete those. I just need a height here. So like this, you can create your views, you can create your dimensions, and click OK. And here is the image. So if you see the drawing, you can see we have all the dimensions like here also. Okay, so you can see also that we have some colors here. So how to insert the colors inside of the drawing. To do that, we have an option here for the layer. So right click, and there is the option for the layer. It's the change layer. Select that, select the object you want to convert to the different layer. Okay, so there should be, just click down and the change layer option is here. Okay, when you click on the change layer, you will get an option like this one. This is the change layer, document layer. So which layer you want to specify? There is read standard, there is none, there is format. So I want to choose the format layer. Okay, so you can just select the object like that, right click and change the layer. I want to define the layer type. Sometimes you will have some issue. I want to define a format. Okay, all the objects will be covered in the converted to the format. If you click on here, layer properties, you will see the format has a color of black. I want to specify that color to be red. If you want to create a new layer, like I want that to be dimension. Okay, so for dimension, I'm going to specify the red, but the format I am going to specify the color blue. Okay, okay, you will see that these objects are in currently format. So just select the entity like this and right click, change the layer, select the layer. I want that to be in dimension. So object will be in the layer of the dimension. If you select the entity like that, okay, or the view like that, right click and change layer, select the layer to be format. You can see everything is in the blue color. You can just select the layers. Okay, you can just select the views like that. Okay, and okay, we have the layer. Okay, you can just turn off and on the layer. I don't want to see the format layer, so turn off that from here. Okay, so you can see everything is now visible here. So just select all the objects like that and right click. Okay, first of all, just click here. Properties. I don't want to see this one. Okay, so you can see everything is gone now. So just select, right click, go to the change layer. I just want to define a layer to all these entities. I'm getting some error here. So, okay, we have the layer here. I want to define that to the dimension. So now go to the layer back and go to there and select turn it on. It's okay, and here we have the all the properties like that. So these are the options. In this way, you can just change the color with the help of layer. You can add the view and you can define the dimension also. Okay. Now, if you want to type anything or write anything, like I want to define that this is the front view, this is the top view. To do that, we have an option here that is called the note in the annotation. So define the note, select the location. I want to define this is the front view. Okay, click outside to get complete. Now you can see it. You can just copy this one. So escape out, select that. You can change the font. To change the font, just double click. We have the font from here. I want that font to be around 28, and this should be an Arial. So here we have the. Okay, so this is the text. All the other options will be covered in the next command, next page. Okay, the table and everything. So the command I'm going to use cover now is the left one, that is auxiliary view, and after that we are going to cover how to edit this title block. Okay, so the auxiliary view we will have to insert. Okay, suppose this is the view. Now I want to show this drawing from this side, from here. You can see from this angle. So how to do that? We have the option here, auxiliary view. Select the edge like that, and you can see we are seeing it from this direction like that. Okay, so to create a view from an edge or an angle, we can use the auxiliary view. So for that, I'm going to use some different example also. So window. Okay, so go to the model. I'm going to insert some different components. Wait for a few seconds. I will just open a appropriate part, and then I will show you. Okay, we have this component here. Now you can see all the views can be defined like that. But what if I need to show this diameter, this object, this shaft diameter? To do that, we have to create a view from this angle. To do that, we have the auxiliary option here. Select that edge. You can see we have a view for that. Click OK. Now you can see we have a view here. So select with visible edges with hidden line. You can see there is a circle. So if you move this view, you will able to move it along the axis only. We have an alignment here. So to break the alignment, just right click, go to the alignment and select the break alignment, and we have the object visible like that. So move them accordingly like that, and now you can just define the values like annotation model views. I just want to define the values only to this one. Okay, so there is no dimension defined to this one. Okay, wait for a second. I will select this one and this one. So here we have some dimension here. You can see we have a 3.3, we have a radius here, we have a 2.3 here, we have a thickness here. So we have all the types of dimension. If you see here, we have a diameter of 4, but I don't want this diameter here. I want this diameter to be defined at this view. You can see here we have only these two options. I just don't want this one. I want a circular radius here or diameter here. So what to do now? In software, we have an option that is to shift to the other view. Okay, so for that, okay, in geoparametrics, we have an option. We can just move the dimension to other view. So in here, I think we should have here an option. Mhm. Okay, we don't have the option to define to move it in here. So I will let you know in the next class if we have any option in this one. So in many software we have the option. We can just move the values from one view to another. I don't remember for the solutes right now. I will explain that later. So now you can see we have this view. We can add the dimension from here also like that, and there will be the point 4 like that. We can just create, and we can use the option. Okay, again, the difference between this dimension and the other one is that we cannot edit this dimension. If you double click, you will not be able to edit this dimension. But from here you can see these dimensions are black in color, dark black. If you double click here, you will be able to edit those dimensions. Okay, so this was given. I'll just read that. Item, I'll just select that. Okay, so here we have the point 4 now. So just double click and you will be able to change the size. If you select point 6, you will see that everything will be updated. So press Ctrl B to update everything. You will see the size of that entity is increased here. Here, if you open the part, size will also be increased here. So you can update the values from these dimensions, these black dimensions that are imported from the model items. But if you create a dimension from smart dimension, you will not be able to edit those dimensions. Okay. So it should be 0.4 again. here, press Control B and click to the table. Okay, so once more, let's check if we have any dimension for this one, or let's check for the whole if we can assign a whole column. Okay, you can see we have a value for here, but we don't have a value for this view because I think I have created it in some different type of view. So like this way, you can create an auxiliary view from any angle or any edge. You just have to select that edge or the face. You can create a view. So these are the views. If you have any question, you can ask. Do you have any question? Okay. So the last thing for the day is how to edit this title block here. So if you want to edit the sheet or the title block, just right click on the sheet. You have the option edit sheet format. Okay, click on that. Now you can see we have a title block option here. We can just delete everything. We can edit everything, like go to the sketch, go to trim. We can trim and lines like that also. Okay, so do whatever you need here. If you want to add some text here, that we have a title, so just select the title, double click on here, like I want to type here, it's like cat is outside, and we have the text here. This is the expert workbook 1 drawing 1, so I can just type that name here, that it should be base like that. I can define anything. You can see the sheet scale is by default inserted. Sheet 1 of 1 is already, sheet size is already defined A3. So just click on the field you want to edit, you want to enter the value, and you can do that. Just double click here. Okay, if you don't have an option here, okay, mainly you will have an option here. Just double click, you can type the name like Ravi created this and someone else checked it. So we shall check this one. Okay, so like that you can enter every value. To go outside, just right click and go to the edit sheet. Okay, and you are back with the properties added. You can see the properties from here. Okay, so in this way you can create the sheet. Now how to print? Just go to the save, press Control or select here save as. Select save as, not the save. Select save as. Now you can define the name whatever you want. Now in the save as, don't save it as a drawing. Select some other type, that is like PDF, JPG, whatever you need. Where you want to save it, I want to save somewhere here or on the desktop. Just click save and the file will be saved on the desktop. So it will take some time and a PDF will open. You can see a PDF is now open here. So here is the drawing. You can just zoom in. We have the properties here also. So define anything you want like that. If you want to check the true scale, just click here and select the 100%. This will be the true scale. This drawing will be of this size because A3 sheet size is this one. Okay. In this way, you can just create your drawing. If you see here in the sheet 1, we have some options. This is the one view 2, view 5, view 6. You can just zoom into particular view from here also. Okay, views are also imported in the video. So in this way, you can create your drawings. Close. This was it for today. If you have any question related to the insertion of view, insertion of the dimensions, or the title block, to edit the title block, you can ask now. Or if you have questions related to previous sessions, you can ask that too. Any question? Okay. toolbar error. Okay, wait for a few seconds. I will just show you. Okay, if you don't see the toolbar here, okay, the toolbar will be available only in the, okay. Uh, while you are working here, just save the file once and save it as a drawing wherever you need. I have, I have saved some previous files. If I go to the open, I can just go to the location where I want to search. I want to see only the DB like that. Okay, I can open the files I need from open also. Okay, so save your file so that you can open that file later and edit that file also. So right now I'm not going to save anything. So open an assembly and go to the location of the assembly. Okay. So right now just go to here and okay, click on the toolbar. Right now you can see I have the toolbar here, but if you don't see the toolbar, like it is asking for to insert the toolbar, I will just show you what to do. Solid work toolbar. Okay. So I think it is asking for that toolbar is missing and you have to search that how to do that. So for that you can just go to the Google and search, or I will send you some links how you can just activate the toolbar. So which version do you have? I will cover the first angle and the third angle in the next section. How you can just create that. Okay. Uh, just tell me the which version you have installed on your computer and I will show you for that. 2018. Okay. Toolbox. So I will send you directly a link because I have the toolbar right now. So I will not be able to show you on my system. Wait for a second and okay. So basically the toolbox will be in the C drive in the program files or the program data. You just have to locate the location of that installed toolbar. So go to the, okay, I will just go to directly in that. Okay. So here we have the toolbox. If you don't have the toolbox, you can add a file location directly from here. What file location you want to show? Just go here, add your file location. I want to add some files from the program data, and in that we have the SolidWorks here, and I have a SolidWorks installed, that is 2016 on 40. So many people have different SolidWorks, so select the version for which they are setting up the toolbox. So go to the design library and you can see your design library is this one. So go OK and you will see that we have a location. So right now I have already installed, that's why I will be having some problems here. So if you go to the library, so add library what you want to add, or for a second. Okay, and the other option was from here. Okay, there are two options. First is the design library. If you don't see your design library, you can just import it from here, like I have created. Go to this C, program data, SolidWorks, select the version and select the design library. You will get your design library here. If you don't have the toolbox, you have to go to the options up here. Okay, and in that you will get the locations. So for that, we should have some locations option here. File location we have. So we should have toolbox somewhere here. Okay, uh, design library. Okay, this one. You can see we have right now the location. You can just add a new location from here. Again, go to that location and you will be able to add your file from there. So go to the program data again. Go to the SolidWorks again and select the version. Select the design library. Click OK and the new location will be added like that. Okay. So I will send a video link in the WhatsApp group for how to configure the toolbox. Sometimes you will not be able to do that, but I will send that in the group and just uh, look for the answers here. You will see directly a link to just do the settings and you will be able to use your toolbox. Okay, just do that from the video I will send you in the group. Okay, any other question? Okay, so for the assignment, let's see the assignment from, wait for a minute. Where is the assignment? Just a single, sorry, two parts here. So create this file first, create a 3D model and create the drawing from that. Create three views, use the text to note, type these one, these view name, and use the dimension to show all the dimension. Don't show the dimension in isometric, just show the dimension in orthographic view. And in here again, create these. I think you have created this point first also. So just import that and define the dimension. Okay, I will show you in the next class how you can just add this uh, type of dimension inside the one. Okay. So that was it for the day. Thank you. If you have any other question, just ask in the group. I will answer there. Thank you.